Hi, welcome back to Dow Twang. I'm Dave. I'm going to zoom you in here and show you just a couple of ideas for Mixolydian little pocket here. We're doing it on a G7 chord, okay? So let me pause this and zoom it in here and we'll get right to it. All right, got you moved in here. So the backing track on this is just a G7 chord, it's a little vamp. Okay. You don't have to play it exactly like that, or if you want to warm up with the track and just kind of get your ear acclimated to this Mixolydian sound, the flat seventh. I played mostly triads there, but the single note part of all of this, you really want to emphasize that flat seven. So it's like a G major scale, but the seventh is flatted, right? It's like a do re mi with a flatted seven. So there's a little warm up. Just mess around with the G7 chord, with the rhythm, and then get you a couple positions going of that Mixolydian scale. And really hang out on that flat seven and feel it, yeah. Okay, that's a good little warm up. Take the time to do that on whatever you're practicing. Now let's get right down to the good stuff here today. Couple of licks there that I showed you in that I used in that demo, and it was more of just a demonstration today, right? It wasn't really a solo. It was right, and then I did a kind of a rapid or an up to speed, demonstration of those. Then I did kind of a half speed. I'm going to slow them down even more for you. But this is a good way to, learn some arpeggios and really start using this Mixolydian in a way that you want muscle memory of this. What I'm about to show you, because it's so, prominent in all these popular styles, rock, country, blues, jam style, you want to have your Mixolydian basic arpeggios and scales just automatically in your body, right? Now, this takes time. It's not going to, this lesson's not the key to unlock, the guitar universe and all that stuff. Stuff's getting pretty far out, man. There's a lot of big promises being made, right? But it is important. Okay, take the time to learn this one, and I'm going to keep it real straightforward here. So do a little warm up, and then here's the licks. Now, if we talk arpeggios, meaning we're playing chord tones of these chords, right, and skipping over some of the notes in the scale. And that's exactly what we're doing, especially on the first half of this lick, is we're going root, third, fifth, flat seven, and nine. Okay, so dominant G9 chord or arpeggio. That's the first thing you want to get going. You can use that finger for both of those last two, and you kind of switch over your position there a little bit. That's important to make that little switch. Usually I don't say a lot about fingering, but this is one of those where you need to be in this position to keep going. Okay? So just and use your ear, It's fine to be looking at it right there. And I got you zoomed in. But take a minute. I'll give you a little bit of space. Hear those notes, close your eyes and play those notes on your guitar. All right. Now, This is kind of like a little jazz enclosure type riff right here, what I'm about to show you. Sort of not necessarily a bebop scale, maybe it is one of them. But this idea of kind of playing, the outer notes and then filling in the notes in between chromatically. And that just has a good bluesy, jazzy sound, but it's also very rock if you kind of put it in the right places. And when you're doing it up to speed, it just sounds cool. You're putting more notes in there, right? But they're they're all leading, to that one of these chord tones at the end. And here's the only difference between the two versions is one of them ends on the note D up here on the high E string, just the fifth of the G dominant G chord. And then the next time I'm just doing everything the same except the last note I'm going down to the root G here. But that makes sort of a little, couplet of phrasings, right? Right? A little bit of that Santana-ish flavor to it. Now, that's kind of the meat and the potatoes of it right there. All right. Now, the third thing that I did in the demo was really just kind of, a version of launching into more improvisational stuff or just sort of embellishing or expanding on that framework. That framework is the essence of it here. That's what you want to really have memorized with your hand and with your ear, okay? And then you can start to kind of expand on that with more of a full Mixolydian scale approach. I like to do that a lot. I'm not going to show you an exact lick for this part, but it's that same lick that we just worked out going up. Now I'm just going to go up and see how there's the root right there, G, but see how I like to lean on that flat seventh at the end of phrases? This isn't nearly as complicated as it sounds when you're playing it real fast, right? Check this out. That just mix that stuff in any which way you can slice and dice it. Then you got something real solid to practice here and memorize. But then you've got some ideas here of kind of, embellishing that and letting yourself go a little bit and using, that position and that kind of, your muscle memory will take over after a while. You'll know it when it starts happening. Don't worry about every little note as much as that you can feel the shape and the sound of that dominant Mixolydian sound. Really look for that flat seven sound. how that, I'm either playing that B or bending one fret behind that B. There's a basic arpeggio, right? Root, third, fifth, flat 7. And there's the little blues, note added to it, but you bend that up. Right, then you can just add in some pentatonic stuff, blues scale stuff for G. And then you mix this into your other systems, and you'll have a nice kind of modal feature in your solo. So just a couple more little ideas, and I'll get you to the practice loop here. And let me know how it goes. Thanks for everybody's input on the channel lately. This lesson today was actually in response to some feedback that I got, questions and comments about Mixolydian. So I kind of zeroed in on that for some folks, and hopefully it's meaningful to everyone out there that's watching. But let me know your ideas, and I'll talk to you next time.